a shotgun rider, cruise through the country, maybe pulling all-nighter. Every little body needs a Clyde decider. Come on, baby, be my shotgun rider.
All right, Skip, no, we're talking about being excited for the season, and we're talking about preparing for the season. It is here. Hoosiers take 2 out of 3 in the opening weekend. Shut out the number 4 Louisville Cardinals on Friday night. 15-hour marathon started Saturday, ran into Sunday morning, and then we came back just 12 hours later, 12-2 victory over South Florida.
Yeah, long weekend, travel-filled weekend, but as you pointed out, a solid weekend of baseball, and a lot of individual performances led to the team's success. But as we've stated many times, Kyle, on this show, getting ready and trying to figure out where we are, most importantly, is I think we learned a lot about our team and how things shape up, and certainly getting the wins along the way helped. But we scheduled a tough tournament to start the year, and we want to gauge where we are, and I think coming back from that, we answered some of those questions.
How about the pitching this weekend, Skip? As a staff, a 1.09 ERA after the opening weekend.
Well, it was good. I mean, we kept saying, we feel we have some depth with this staff. One weekend does not a season make would be a fair statement, but I did like what I saw this weekend on the staff as a whole. Joey Donato was Joey again, and I think it's just nice when some of those younger guys can help watch some of the veterans, and that's kind of a luxury we haven't had a lot of recently, and the pitchers certainly got it done this weekend.
Talked about the pitching depth. I believe every single pitcher on the trip made an appearance. Offensively, team effort as well. How about on Sunday? All 9 starters either scored a run or drove in a run.
Well, it was good. We put together some good at-bats against clearly some very, very good pitching, and didn't have great results. In the marathon game, we just needed that one hit. I would have taken a quail or a grenade at that point. But I was pretty pleased with our at-bats most of the weekend. It was nice that we had some results on Sunday. Started backing up some baseballs and using a little bit better approach and good results. But again, all in all, coming out of the chute, first time on a diamond, I think it was a good weekend.
And of course, usually we like to concentrate on the team accolades and how the team's doing, but we got to point out Sam Travis, great opening weekend, 3 doubles on Sunday, just the 5th Hoosier ever to pick up 3 2-baggers in one game.
Which is surprising, isn't it? I mean, all the great hitters that have come through this program, and so unless we've screwed up, unless you've screwed up something statistically there, Kyle, quite an accomplishment for Sam.
And not just baseball being played in the opening weekend. For our older Skip Scoop fans, they realize the opening weekend tradition. Guys on their first travel have to get on the mic, and of course musical talents came out once again.
Well, it is funny because we had a little bit of everything on this one, and this episode is always one of the fan favorites because the guys get to show off a little bit. We have a thing, just for those of you new Skip Scoop viewers, that our first trip, if you're traveling for the first time, you got to get up and you say where you're from and all that good stuff. But then you open it up to questions, and unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at this next piece, they even open it up to talent and ask for the hidden talents. But we had a little bit of music variety, Kyle. We had a little bit of, I guess you would call this country music, but check out freshman John Robertson here, giving his best rendition of a classic country tune from Garth Brooks.
I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away.
And Kyle, it wasn't just country. We also have a little bit of kids music here. I guess we have a version of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, Brian Wilhite, and then we have a version of Twinkle Twinkle Little Skip. Who was that? Will?
Will Corson.
Yeah, Will. So check it out.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the moon so high, higher in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Twinkle, twinkle, little Skip. I can't do that.
Skip, Corson Carr, of course, made a little rendition of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Skip. Not the only song for you on your birthday. How about Scott Effross?
You know what, Scotty got some points for me on this one, because anybody to sit there and sing to your coach happy birthday in front of a bus full of people, and well, I say sing, I use that term loosely, but E for effort on that one. I thought he did a fine job, but freshman Scott Effross doing his version of happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Skip. Happy birthday to you.
And it wouldn't be complete. We can't have all those musical genres, Kyle, without a little bit of the old school beatbox. And this one really caught me by surprise because this guy's quiet. He doesn't say a lot, but he busted out a pretty good beat, I got to admit, right here. But Evan Bell giving us a version of, I don't know what it is, but it's some classic beatbox.
Beatboxer?
Yeah! Oh, yeah, we need to have a little showdown.
Skip, how about good beatboxer by Evan Bell? What about a duo, him and Ryan Halstead, the freestyle rapper from a few years ago?
You know, maybe we get a little feedback from viewers if they like that, Kyle. We may have to have next show maybe a little beatbox duo there, a little duel, I should say, and see who comes out on top. But that was some good stuff.
That collaboration between Halstead and Bell could be good. And we talked about Evan Bell maybe being a little shy, but he came out of his box. How about Garrett Brown and the star of the microphone session? Absolute star.
Probably one of my all-time favorite bus microphone jobs because Garrett, yeah, he doesn't say a lot. He just kind of keeps off in the background. But we learned a lot about Garrett, including, Kyle, that he is an avid, and I mean avid, Star Wars fan.
Not ashamed about it at all.
No, and he was asked to, I don't know what you call it.
Hum the theme song.
One of his
he went with the Darth Vader.
And so check this one out. And this is, you're only, trust me, people, you're only getting a little piece of how entertaining this was. But check out Garrett's Darth Vader theme song, I guess.
Dun 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 dun
Skip, the smartest of all the freshmen had to be Christian Morris. Somehow he got away without singing.
Exactly. You know what? Was he one of the first ones?
I believe he was the first one.
Yeah, I think he was the first
snuck
one.
in there and
Christian, we'll get you one of these times, but no. Christian Morris got away with silence, and actually, after watching all of those, Kyle, that was probably the best performance of all. Silence.
Talk about the best performance. We've had quite a few contests on this show, and this has been the best response we had. 3 game-worn hats, and speaking of hats, worn by you, Skip, and covering up your hair usually, you look a little different. What's up with your
I was wondering when you were
going
to comment on that. I knew you were going to wait until
got to
we
make
were
fun
on
of you
film.
somehow.
But I got my hair. I'm making fun of it. I think it looks good. Barbara Fox, their master, she cut my hair a while ago, and I was getting a little. Had to wear a hat a lot this weekend, so I went in and saw Barbara this week, and actually today, right before the show, and she busted down. And you actually noticed, so I take that as a compliment.
It does look good today, and I noticed because at dinner on Thursday night, equipment manager Rusty Stillings was texting your father. We were making fun of you had some long hair going this weekend, so it's nice to know that it looks good now.
Well, and I'll say, I don't know if Barbara watches this show or not, but thank you, Barbara, for.
Yes,
I like it.
Looks much better than it did over the weekend.
Actually, Jamie likes it, and that's all that matters.
Let's get back to the contest here. We got a red hat, a white hat, and a gray hat, and we basically asked people to email us, tweet us why they deserve a hat.
And I think we need a little clarification because we had a nice entrance from Mr. Ralston. He's the father of Casey Ralston, one of our freshman pitchers, and we had to disqualify him, Kyle.
He's not ineligible, thanks to our friends over Compliance.
Yep, extra benefit, but I think it's pretty clever, his entry in here. And take a look at this.
Yeah, you see him in the picture in the background. It's an Iowa-Minnesota basketball game, I think, on the Big Ten Network, and there it is, Hoosier baseball.
And we would have put a hat on him. We would have put a hat on him, but we can't. So
good entry nonetheless, and we appreciate it.
I guess you're just going to have to use Casey's hat when he's all finished with that. So, but I love the entry, and it's just a shame. Let's go with the red. And so here's what we did, folks. We had several entries for each hat, and what we did is we just took the names and put them on little tablets in here. Because I couldn't, you played on my heartstrings. There were so many good stories with each one, and I couldn't just choose one. I really couldn't.
And he's telling the truth. I urged him to pick. He wouldn't do it.
I really couldn't.
We're going to do it the Democratic way.
All of them were really good, and I also couldn't, and we don't have enough inventory to give out enough hats. So we're going to do it the only fair way, I think. We put them in here. So for the red hat, the red game used hat, we're going to have to get addresses, right, of these people.
Absolutely. We'll either tweet you back or email you back and get that good stuff.
So I'm going to draw out red hat. This goes to Mike Foot. So Mike will get the red hat, and so we'll remember that. I'll put that right here, but Mike, I'll throw these other ones out. Mike, this will be your hat. It is, and again, the game used. Value goes down when it's game used, but that was the contest. We're going to go with the white hat. We had a few more submissions for this one, Kyle, the white hat, and I think that is a classic. This is the hat we wear on Sundays, everybody. It's I shouldn't be. I didn't cheat the last time, but probably people are going, he's cheating. I'm not cheating. I'm not cheating. I'm trying to do this as fairly as possible. Craig McKee, the white hat. Craig will get the address on that and the white hat. I can't remember the story behind this one, but I'm sure it was a good one, or I wouldn't have picked. So, can I do my favorite? Can I do my game show or my talk show toss right here?
It's your show. You do what
so
you
we'll
like.
do the white hat. All right, and then the last one. This one too was a very popular because this one's tough to get.
Probably the most popular, the gray hat.
Yeah, and I've seen it's been on the football sidelines. I wonder how they got that. There's a lot of requests for that. So I keep looking. I'm not looking for any other reason. We have Matt Lunn.
Oh, I do remember Matt's story, Skip. I don't know if you remember his.
Matt Lunn. Remind me.
Good story about his old high school coach. I believe won a championship in '86. They enough money to win some jerseys.
He's the guy that sent the pictures.
He did. In fact, let's look at Libby's picture. And I believe the story was his coach actually paid for the jerseys himself. The school didn't have enough money, and he wants to give it to his coach.
That's awesome. And not, we had some other submissions there, but Matt will be making sure. Congratulations to you on the gray hat, and that was a good contest.
It's a good contest, Skip. This upcoming weekend,
I feel better making a total random too because I didn't want anybody getting mad at me on the hats. But anyway, I guess I should. If they want those, not that they would, but if they wanted them signed or anything like that,
we can do so.
Just let you know. Send the email. I got to do this once a week. Send the email right there, and we'll autograph that. If you don't want an autograph, which I totally understand, we'll send it as is.
And if you didn't win, you want a brand new one. All three of those hats, I believe, are available at the new Varsity shop here in December. Oh, really sharp.
Not game used, though.
On the west side. Of course not. But, only the three winners get the game used.
Let's conclude the show because there's one person out there, and he's probably one of our most loyal and faithful, Ross Dickerson, who he entered the contest, but we also found out through compliance that even when your student athletes graduate, you still can't get gifts. And I know the random contest, but Ross, with your video and your entry to the contest was so valuable. We're going to play it in its entirety, and I think you deserve one, Ross.
Every picture he's sending to Skip Scoop. In fact, you'll notice he has enough hats. He's wearing one in nearly every picture.
This video is so good, we're not even going to come back and end the show at the end of it. I'm going to say right now, thank you for coming this week, but I want you to enjoy Ross's video. We're going to end the show with just Ross's video playing out. How about that, Kyle?
Sounds great.
Thanks again. We'll see you next week.
Indiana Hour